Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a presentation, and this one's going to be kind of like maybe a practice one for this project that's coming up. So, first we're going to do, it's going to be a practice, so I might mess up some of this. So, let's get started. So as you can see, here's my title screen. The title is "The Clash of Ideals," the Lincoln-Douglas debates, which is a pivotal moment in American history, and by yours truly, Cody Barrie. The Comet, which Comet is actually what my nickname was that I got while I was working at Sonic Drive-In, but we won't talk about that. So, I'd like to give a special thanks to Digital Time Capsule Templates here on Microsoft PowerPoint, which is a template for students to complete a digital time capsule of an era in history. Firstly, we're going to get into the introduction, which it's pretty simple from the look of it, but you'll understand. Firstly, this was a pivotal moment in history. It was probably it was probably an interesting event. So, next up, the clash of ideologies. I can't even pronounce that one. And then lastly, it shaped the future of the nation, which in fact it did. Next up, we're going to go ahead and check out the historical context. This was, in fact, a deeply divided nation. Also, this context features the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which also features that the Kansas-Nebraska Act repealed the Missouri Compromise. It also allowed popular sovereignty, or something like that, to decide the issue of slavery in new territories. Like maybe getting new territories going westward or something. And it also increased sectional tensions. And we also can see that it reignited sectional tensions. So, next up, the contenders, Abraham Lincoln and Stephen A. Douglas. Abraham Lincoln was a rising star in the Republican Party, and Stephen A. Douglas was an incumbent Democratic senator from Illinois, and he also was contrasting views on salary. I think that was meant to be slavery. I spelled that wrong. So, from Lincoln's perspective, he was against the expansion of slavery. I think he was against slavery altogether, from what we've learned in history. He was morally wrong. I guess some people would think he was a threat to the Union. There was also the perspective where, quote, "a house divided against itself cannot stand." And then lastly, his perspective was a vision of a nation united under liberty and equality. From Douglas's perspective, he was popular sovereignty. He was also people of each territory should decide. Or he also thought people of each territory should decide. Next, he also was thinking, or something. So he thought he should maintain the Union, which also brings us to him thinking he also wants to prevent civil war, and also have a pragmatic approach. Next up, put this down. Next up, we have intellectual and rhetorical brilliance from the debates. Um, the debates ended up traveling across Illinois. They debated key issues which show the key issues were moral implications of slavery. Another one was future of the Union, and the last one showed in the list was role of the federal government. Impacts show that Lincoln emerged as a national figure, which he did. Galvanized the impact. Another impact was galvanized the Republican Party. Another was foreshadowed the Civil War, and another one was highlighted deep divisions within the nation. On to our next one, slide number 10. A biblical perspective, and it shows the Bible speaks against slavery, and it also calls for justice and righteousness. And lastly, it shows that both Lincoln and Douglas sought to uphold biblical principles. So what's the conclusion? The conclusion is going to be fascinating chapters in American history. It's also going to be power of words, importance of civil discourse, and you should speak the truth with grace, and pursue justice, and also work towards a more perfect union. So, I kind of did this on purpose. The cited of words. No, wait, the cited of works. So, thanks to Britannica, History.com, and NPS, which is National Park Service. So check out their websites for some of this stuff that I have here. I will link these in the description of this video, so check them out. And thank you guys for watching.